Hi children, in today's class I am going to give you line by line explanation of the poem The Soul's Prayer by Sarojini Naidu. And if you see the basic theme of the poem, that is the soul's prayer, lies in the premise of a child, a devotee speaking to God. So the poem is in a form of a prayer, an imaginary conversation between the poet and the God. And there is a level of purity present between the devotee, that is the poet. Devotee is here the poet, Sarojini Naidu, asking questions of existence to God. So in the metaphysical exchange between God and the speaker, the poem's themes lie in the discussion of life and the experience of consciousness. And the poem contains 7 stanzas, and it is in a form of a question and answer. We'll move into the poem now. So this is the first stanza, the soul's prayer. So soul here refers to the poet's soul, the soul's prayer. So the poet's prayer, Sarojini Naidu's prayer to God. So the soul's prayer. And she here, the poet, imagines herself to be a child of 13-year-old. So in childhood's pride, I said to thee, O thou who made me of thy breath, speak, Master, and reveal to me thine inmost laws of life and death. So she feels pride to take birth from God's breath. So in childhood's pride, she says that she feels pride. I said to thee, that is the speaker, the poet, said to thee refers to God. O thou, that is you, thou is you, you who made me of thy breath. You gave me life from your breath. Thy is God. O thou, you made me of thy breath, of your breath. And speak, Master. So she is asking God, she pleads to God, speak, Master, and she wants God to reveal the inmost, the meaning of life and death, the most mysterious thing on this earth. So she wants God to explain or reveal the meaning of life and death. So that in childhood's pride, I said to thee, O thou who made me of thy breath, speak, Master, and reveal to me thy inmost laws of life and death. So she feels pride to take birth from his breath, and she pleads to God to reveal the meaning of life and death to her. This is first stanza. Second stanza, she asks God, give me to drink each joy and pain which thine eternal hand can make, for my insatiate soul would drain earth's utmost bitter and utmost sweet. And she prays to God to give her not only the bliss or happiness of life, but also the pain and sufferings of life. See, give me to drink. To drink is here, to feel. So give me to drink each joy and pain which thine eternal hand can make. For my insatiate meaning is unable to satisfy. So she is not able to satisfy her soul. My soul would drain earth's utmost bitter and utmost sweet. So she is praying to God to give her not only joy or happiness or bliss of life, but also give me pain and sufferings of life, and she which thine eternal hand can make. And she strongly believes that Only when she passes through the trials and tribulations of life, her soul will get satisfied. So, for my insatiate, unsatisfied soul would drain earth's utmost bitter, utmost sweet. My soul will feel satisfied only after passing through the trials and tribulations of life. Next stanza. Spare me no bliss, no pang of strife, withhold no gift or grief I crave. The intricate lore of love and life and mystic knowledge of the grave. Here she asks God, don't spare me. She does not want to be spared of any form of euphoria. Spare me no bliss, no pang of strife. So she does not want to be spared of any form of happiness, euphoria, and withhold no gift or grief I crave. For her, both gift and grief are actually blessings that she craves for. She actually craves for both grief and gift. But see, this is an ordinary human being will always crave only for happiness. But her longing is something strange, and she says, withhold no gift, don't give me only the happiness, give me grief also, for which I crave. So I crave for both gift and grief. These are the blessings, and so bless me with these two. The intricate is something, complex or difficult to comprehend. So the intricate lore of love and life. She longs for the intricate wisdom of love and life. She doesn't know the meaning of love and life. Something which is complex. So she says the intricate lore of love and life, which is a mystic knowledge of the grave. And not only she is pestered, or she feels that she doesn't know what life or love is. Not only that, she says she also longs for the mystic knowledge of the grave, which is being unexplored. No one knows what happens after death. So she longs to know that also. She says it's something mystic. So what happens after death is something mystic, and she longs to know for the mystic. She wants to get the mystic knowledge of the grave, which she says is unexplored. Next stanza. Lord, thou didn't answer stern and low. Child, I will hearken to thy prayer, and thy unconquered soul shall know all passionate rapture and despair. So God, she says, God would hear her prayers. So Lord, thou didn't answer stern and low. He did answer. Lord did answer. And his answer was, his voice was stern and also humble. So she was hopeful that God would heed to her prayers. And this is actually God's address. So God addresses the child, and she herself says, she addresses herself as a child. So that is the point here. She addresses herself as a child, and she imagines that God is answering her prayer, calling out her child. So God calls her, child, I will hearken to thy prayer. Child, I will listen to your prayer. Child, I will hear to thy prayer. I will listen to your prayer. And thy unconquered soul shall know all passionate rapture and despair. And unconquered is, her soul is pure, it's virgin. Because she imagines herself as a 13-year-old child. She's a child, and her soul lacks experience. So it is pure, virgin. So she says that God ascertains that the point, that is Sarojini Naidu, would experience all the passionate raptures and also unfelt despair. So she says that God has given her the assurance that you will definitely experience all the passionate raptures and despair. Thou shalt drink deep of joy and fame, and love shall burn thee like a fire, and pain shall cleanse thee like a flame, to purge the dross from thy desire. Here in the 5th stanza, God promises the child that thou shalt drink deep of joy and fame. So this is actually, the question raised by the child in the 2nd stanza. See, we are going back to the 2nd stanza. Here she asks God, give me to drink each joy and pain. So for this question, God answers her in this 5th stanza. Thou shalt drink deep of joy and fame. That is, drink here is quenching of one's thirst. So she asks for, give me to drink each joy and pain in the 2nd stanza. She pleads to God to give her not only the happiness but also the pain and sufferings of life. So here God assures the point that she shall drink of both joy and fame. She will have both joy and sufferings. She will experience. So that is the promise that is given by God. And love shall burn thee like fire, like a fire. Love will consume her, consume the point with fiery passion. And God says love will consume the point with fiery passion. Because fire is the only basic element with the exquisite quality of cleansing without polluting itself, unlike other imperative elements. So the point will be cleansed. So love will consume with fiery passion, and pain shall cleanse thee like a flame. And the point shall be cleansed by pain akin to the flame of purgation. So before purgation, she will be cleansed by pain. And to purge the dross from thy desire. To purge the dross. Dross means impurities. So to purge the dross, impurities from thy desire. So fire will purify the impurities. Impurities, might be the sins that we committed, that the poet has committed. And God says fire will purify the impurities from her, like desire, and thereby render it pure. As she desired, God will purify her. The 6th stanza. So shall thy chastened spirit earn to seek from its blind prayer release, and spent and pardoned so to learn the simple secret of my peace. So here, after purgation, her soul will not be satiated of these extremes, and it will long for peace. In such a stance, will seek a release from its blind, unconditional prayer. So remaining we will see in next class. Thank you.